guys, welcome back to another video, and this is the second episode of the Roblox coding series. And yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 5 months since I made the last episode, which was like the first episode, and I promised I would make another episode at 5 likes, and it got more than that, and I didn't make another video, but okay, so I decided that maybe I should just make another video because you guys all enjoyed it and stuff. So here I am, and yeah, sorry it took so long. But let's get back into the video. But first of all, I've noticed that most of you are not subscribed to the channel, and it really helps out a lot if you go ahead and subscribe, because you'll get notified about future videos, and it helps a lot. But if you don't want to subscribe, that's totally fine. Let's get into the video. So in last episode, we covered like making parts and stuff like that, and now we're gonna cover like scripts and things. So there's been a few changes since I made changes in Roblox Studio since I made the previous video, and I just like to tell you guys about them. So first of all, the icons of pretty much everything in the Explorer have changed, and the toolbox has changed quite a bit again, and also you can't there's no little plus thing for adding another part to something, so you have to do that and insert object or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much the major changes. But other than that, there are a few little tiny baby dumb little changes. But yeah, those are mostly the big changes. But anyway, so the first thing I want to cover is very basic scripting. Just so you can insert a script. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. If it's you'll see that there's multiple types of script. There's script, local script, and module script. Now, a local script, that it says right here that a script that runs on clients, not servers. Local scripts can only run when parented under one of the following: a player's backpack, a player's character model, player's player GUI, a player's player script, the replicated first service, and yeah. So basically that you'll only use that if you're putting the script inside starter GUI, starter pack, starter player scripts, replicated first, yeah, blah blah. And then, but in the workspace or anywhere else, you're probably gonna use a normal script. Yeah. So insert object, script. There's also module scripts. A module script is a script that kind of runs anywhere, but you can use another script to use what the module script has. It's kind of complicated. I'm probably not going to cover it in this video, but maybe we'll go over it in another video. So I'm going to use a script for this. So you can insert inside anything, but as you can see, there's print hello world. Basically what print does is, if you go over to view, go to output, it basically puts text here. You can't see this when you're actually in the published game and playing the game. It's just kind of telling the developer if something works or not. So it says print hello world. So if we play the game, it will print hello world. Well, first let's cover like variables. Like you could say local, local something. You could say local dummy useless thing. Yeah, you can say that. But you'd also have the variable equals something like 14. Like you'd say that's the number 14, and then you could say print, and then you could say dumb useless thing. You put that in there, and that would print 14. So, I said pin, bruh. And the reason you want to have like these little bracket thingies around this is because it literally won't work without them. You just have to have them. And yeah, if we play the game, it will print 14. See? 14. So that's like basic variables. You could also set it to be a string, like local variable equals your mom. And you could set it to anything. You could say, you could literally even put swear words in here, but I'm not gonna put a swear word in there. You could even say, like, I don't know, that, whatever. And you could say, warning, your PC has a virus. And if you say print that, print variable, it will print warning your PC has a virus. But that's not the only thing you can use variables for. So, but basically, that's kind of what variables are. You could also, and also you could add, side notes. You just, add 2 dashes, and it'll go into notes, and you can type anything you want. This is just there for, like, your information, like, basically, if you had, like, some big script, and you were probably going to come back to it later, and you might not understand what it meant later, you could put, like, a note that says what it does, or something. So, like, you could say, print, hi, and this says, and you could say, this prints hi. And, yeah. But, yeah, you don't have to add notes to anything. They're just there, for you to use. You go into properties, and you see all these. So let's say you want a script to change that. Let's say transparency. Well, if the script is inside of here, you'd say script dot parent, which is basically the thing that the script is in. You could also set local parents equals script.parent, which would get the base plate. And then you could say parent dot if you want to change something, you want to add a dot. So parent dot let's say transparency, and it'll show up here. All the variables will show up there. And see, and then you say equals, let's say 1 or 0.5. And yeah, and you could also make this anything. You could say P, and And then, yeah. Now there's also weights. Like you could say, wait this number of seconds. It basically just like waits like that number of seconds before doing the thing after it. That's basically what it does. And yeah, that's pretty much basic scripting. Oh, and if you wanted to, you could also not just do transparency. You could say brick color equals, and then you could see one of these. You can make it really red, and then yeah, you have to use parentheses or really red. There, now it should be. Yeah, that worked. But wait, it didn't wait. Did it wait? It probably just was like, okay, let's make it wait longer. It's there, it's that, but soon, yeah, it just turned it red. Pretty cool, right? Let's move on to GUIs. So basically, if you want to create like something on the screen, you use starter GUI. If you want to create like a little button on top of like something, you'll use like you'll put like use a surface GUI, but in starter GUI, you use screen GUI. Yeah, and then inside of there, you can insert something like a frame, and it'll be there, and it'll show up. So if you actually play the game, the frame will actually be there. Yeah. As you can see, the frame is there. Inside the frame, you could also add like you could also like resize the frame by using these. You could also use like this like size property. I like using this more because it's more like precise. And like so you could say 0.90. So the yeah, wait, 0.90, 0.90, and then you can say 0.050, 0.05, then 0, and there, yeah. So basically with this, basically the difference between this number and this number. So if we set this, as you notice, it still gets bigger. But this puts it in like a certain number of like studs, but it doesn't affect it on each device. So if we say whatever this, like let's just keep this for a second, and then we go over to test, and then we say device, and then say iPhone. We could say iPad 2. No. Let's say iPhone 4S. So as you can see, it scales to like the screen size. But if we say this, like instead of that, we say like 200, and then as you can see, it appears like that on this screen. But if we go into device, it still appears like the same size it was on that screen. So kind of like if you use like the first number, it will scale it to the correct. It will scale it to like the correct screen size. Yeah, and okay, but inside frames, you could also insert like a text label, like basically like text kind of. And you can make it say something. You can make it say like hello. You could even say say you could even say I'm the biggest bird, because why not? Like, seriously, why not? You can even scale the text. You'd say like 90, but why would you do that? Wow, that's way too big. Okay. You could also make it scaled to like the actual size of the frame of the thing. And as you can see, if it's scaled and we try to like increase the text size, it will always stay the same. So yeah. And we could also make the background well, we could also change like the background color and stuff. You also do that for the frame. You'd also make the background transparent so that like it doesn't show. And yeah, but what I really wanted to but yeah, with all that, there's also buttons. So we can go ahead and scale this like that, and then outside of there, let's add a button. Say text button. It's also image button or whatever, but we're gonna use a text button. And let's say open menu, and then we can scale it, and yeah. If you want, you could also add like a UI corner, which basically makes it so it has rounded corners, and you can change just how rounded it is or whatever. You can make it like 100, just that, and then yeah. But as you can see, if it's has rounded corners, there's no kind of like outline for the edges. To fix that, you go and insert object and insert UI stroke. Make sure it's not in the wait. Oh, that's strange. But I don't know. I guess if you do that in the text button, it actually does it for the text. But if you put it in there in the frame, it actually does it for like the frame, and you can change the size of the border. You could say 100. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can do that if you want. You could say 10. Yeah. And yeah. So now we can move on to making like this open menu thing actually open. So let's insert a local script real quick, and make sure, since it's like starter GUI, we're gonna use a local script, not a normal script. So yeah, so we want it to open that, right? So first we're gonna want to make it so it detects when the text button is clicked, and then we'll make the frame like visible and not visible. So let's make it start not visible, because we don't want it to be visible when like the player just starts. So, and first let's add some variables just to make it easier. Let's say local menu equals script dot parent. So that would get the parent of the script, and then the parent of whatever of the parent, which would be the screen GUI, and then we say dot frame, which gets the frame, and yeah, and then we say local actually that's pretty much all we need. Wait, no, let's say local button equals script script dot parent, and then yeah, that's all we need to do. And to detect when it's clicked, it's kind of complicated. We say script dot we could say button dot mouse button 1 down. That detects when it's like clicked, like clicked. Dot mouse button down connect. Then we say connect, and we say function, which basically makes like a function. And then we can name the function in there. You don't have to use parentheses. You can, but actually, you can't. I can say, you could call it clicked. Function clicked, and then you click enter, and it automatically just like adds like an end. Basically, what the end does, it just ends this function or whatever. And then what you can say is an if statement, which basically detects if something is true or false or whatever, or equals something. So you could say if button dot visible equals false, then actually you have to say equals. You have to have 2 equals. If button dot visible equals false, then button dot visible equals true, but only make sure there's only 1 equals in that one. And also we want to say button dot text equals close menu. That means like when you click on it, it opens the frame, and then it says close menu. And then you can say else, which means that if it's not this, then it'll do this. Else button dot, you could just copy and paste that, button dot visible equals false, and then text equals open menu. And yeah, so I think that should work. Let's go ahead and test it. And let's see, does it work? It's gonna have to wait for this to load real quick, and then say open menu. Oh, it's not working. Wait, let's see what we did wrong. It was like making that like not visible. Oh, menu. Oh, we're saying button dot visible. Publishing. So yeah, now does it work? And it's not working. Scripting be like, oh my god. If menu is visible. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it works. It works. Wait, let's go. It says, so when you click on this, it says, you say open menu, and then it opens the menu that says I'm the biggest bird, and it also says close menu. It actually works. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool, right? But you guys can mess around with that. We're probably gonna cover like more stuff like that in like the next video, except actually I don't really know what we're gonna cover in the next video. I'll think of something, but thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing because it does help out a lot, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.